Hey guys, Dan Turvey here with the Eastmans Gear Lab. And for any of you that have followed our YouTube videos or read the articles in the magazine, you know that I'm somewhat of a rifle junkie. And today we've got a really cool product, which is the Sig Kilo 2400 ABS. This system will range a target from here to Indiana. I mean, that might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but it is one of the most powerful rangefinders on the market. And we're gonna take a look at some of the reasons why.
Down to just about freezing, maybe.
So the engine that drives this rangefinder is Lightwave DSP-TM technology. And in the world of rangefinders, you can't have enough horsepower. By that I mean, the more power you have, the greater distance at which you will be able to range non-reflective targets. And game animals are considered a less reflective target. For example, this rangefinder will pick up the side of a building at 3,400 yards, a deer at about 1,300. That outpaces most competitors in this market. So all that horsepower in a rangefinder doesn't do you any good unless you can see and range what it is you're looking at. And as your distances stretch out, your targets get closer together. And so the 7X power of this rangefinder gives you good target separation at great distances to be able to accurately measure the distance to the exact target that you want. We're gonna take a couple ranges here. We've got a big bentonite hill over here that's got multiple materials on it. We've got clay and rock, and the reflectivity of those particular materials plays a huge factor in the readings you get back. So we'll get into this here and we'll take a look and see what we can find. So if you look at the top of that hill there, there's a rock band. Rocks are typically highly reflective, and I'm getting a reading back of 2192 on the rock. If we move down to the bentonite, it tends to soak up that laser a little bit more than that rock, and it can be a little bit more difficult to find. So that's a good tip. If you're kind of ranging a hillside that you have some animals on, you really need to take in consideration what makes up that material. We'll see if we can get a reading here. We should be able to. We come a little bit further down the hill and we're looking at 1835. And so 2,200 yards, that's a poke. There's 1,760 yards in a mile. So we're well over a mile right there. What separates this model in the Sig line from their other rangefinders is this is essentially a handheld computer. The applied ballistic systems and the software and the algorithms that go into this little unit right here that's literally the size of my hand are so advanced, it's incredibly hard to explain. You need to make sure that you read the manual, you go online, and you download the app that comes with this system. That's the next cool thing. There's an app you can download to your smartphone with a wind meter that calculates for wind, bullet drop, temperature, atmospheric pressure, the Coriolis effect. I mean, the capabilities of this system are unparalleled. It's one of the best that I've ever held. Another really cool thing about this rangefinder is there's 3 different settings. There's an angled setting, there's a line of sight setting, and then there's a full ballistic holdover. And what that means is as your shot increases or decreases in angle, the reading that you get back on the display will give you a shoot-to distance. There's also line of sight, which is exactly what you're looking at. It doesn't compensate for the angle of the shot. And then there's full ballistic holdover, which based on your rifle's particular ballistics will give you a holdover distance in mils or MOA. As we all know, hunting out west, lighting conditions vary wildly, from really bright days like we have today to really dark timber scenarios. The OLED display in here has a sensor in the optical end that will automatically compensate for lighting conditions around you. So when you look through there in a low light situation at last light when that big bull steps out, your vision isn't going to be blown out by an incredibly bright display. So that's a really cool feature that I like about this. So not only is this one of the best rangefinders on the market, Sig has also put together a really cool package for this product. So when you buy it, it's complete, ready to go. There's batteries, there's a smartphone pen in there so you can punch in your calculations. You don't have to use your finger. It's got another side to it where you can take range notes, so it's an ink pen, and a tripod adapter. As you start reaching out really great distances, obviously, I mean, we're talking, over a mile, maybe 2 here, you're gonna need that stability to precisely range a target. But it also works really great handheld. There's enough power here where you can reach out, and I've ranged targets at 1900 yards just using my hand. If you're in the market for a rangefinder to hunt out west or for long distance shooting, you really need to give the Sig 2400 ABS a look. Thanks for joining me on this week's Gear Lab, and for more great tips and tactics like this, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.